Yeah.
All right. So what's up, you guys? It's Circus CS here, coming at you with our first podcast. Today we are starring our famous Regert on the left side of the screen here. And in the middle we have a recently new visitor, Mr. Ryan Magnavox. Um, let's just start off by introducing
Whoa,
each
whoa,
other.
whoa, 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 whoa. El Kenny Riddim needs his own proper induction.
Everybody knows who I am.
Introduction.
My name's El Kenny Riddim, of course. I'm the co-owner of Circus CS, but let's just do a little introduction right here. So, Rigert, why don't you just go and introduce yourself, and just explain your background with esports. You've had over the years. So.
Yeah, man. My actual name is Chris. My tag is Regert. Uh, I used to play like semi-professional Dota. I moved on to Counter-Strike, which now we're trying to build up a community for. Um, get some people in, get a non-toxic environment, kind of be more than just uh, more than just a league, a place where people can find people to play together and kind of continuously play with those same people and develop their skills that way. Um, but yeah, that's
Yeah, that's Rigert for you. And then we got our new Magna Fox here. Someone I go to school with. Magna Fox, why don't you introduce yourself and your background around esports?
My actual name is Ryan. I'm just a casual watcher of esports. I haven't been really into it lately, but I still know a decent amount of things from esports, from CS at least. I don't know anything about any other esport other than CS.
Yes, I mean all the other esports kind of stink. I mean, I don't mean like don't
Yeah,
like CS is just so much
I
fun to
don't know.
watch in my opinion.
I just when I watch like League of Legends or something, I just
Oh my
get
God,
bored.
don't even
Yeah, I don't
get
even
out of here. I'm
know.
cutting that out of the video. League of
hey
Legends,
man,
no.
I
I
like
don't
the
even
Dota
know.
gameplay.
I
I'm
don't.
just
I'm
gonna
with you. I don't. I don't.
I can love both.
Yeah, whatever. No,
Yeah.
it's like I can't watch any of that. I mean, it's because I'm just gonna say this. I never played any MOBA, so like obviously if you don't know the game, you can't really watch it. So,
You need more buttons on the side of your mouse. If you
oh,
don't have
oh,
if
dude,
you don't have enough buttons, you're not gonna be
like
able to play.
I used to be really bad at the keyboard, but like I feel like if I even tried to play something like that, I'd just like
It's all
completely.
muscle memory now.
Oh, it
You
is.
just you don't even look down. You just go through it.
Oh, that's why I feel like when you just play something as no non-skill as League of Legends, that's just how it is.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, listen. Let's get to the
Let's get it.
CS:GO
Let's get into the CS
before
here.
a fist fight breaks
All
out in
right, all right. So
the chatting stages here.
so the main thing we're gonna be talking about actually next week is the Katowice Major of 2019, the first major of this year, and it's gonna be a stellar one, and it's gonna be uh, something I'm gonna be looking into next week, and we're gonna discuss the challenger stage. So the qualifiers recently got done, and yeah, there's this really cool thing that's going on, which is like the Katowice coin system, I believe, right? It's like you buy the
Yeah, the
coin and you
viewers
do the
pass.
predictions. The viewers pass, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I think this is a really good thing because it kind of I think they need to expand on it more, but it's fine because it rewards people for watching. It limits the amount of like cases that still enter the game, but like some people like have watched like six majors and never gotten a souvenir pack, and I mean
Yeah,
it's not really like that doesn't feel good.
yeah.
So 50% of all the proceeds from this go to the players, which is sick.
Amazing. Yeah,
And that's how like the Dota compendiums got people to, that's how that rose to $10 million,
yeah.
um, or whatever it was for the first international. But it
Who
really
cares?
escalated. Yeah, well, it was so many years ago, man. They're at 30 million now. The Dota, the first international, you have the Asian international. It's crazy how big these things have blown up to
Oh,
be.
dude. Hell yeah.
Um, and
Yeah,
CS:GO, I think CS:GO can catch up, and I think they're on the right track to do it.
yeah, man. I mean, some of
So
these teams. Oh, yeah, Ron. What do you want to
I
touch
just
on?
wanted to say, so this is different from like the pick'em. There's no pick'em anymore. The pick'em trophies.
Right. Yeah, this is a coin. This is a coin. It's not
Well,
pick 'em
it's
anymore.
integrated in. So the
Right.
pick'em is integrated into you buy the viewer pass. The viewer pass allows you to do like these challenges, and the challenges are the pick'em challenges. And for every challenge you compete, whether it's watching the game or doing the pick'em challenge, you can upgrade the coin, but you
Uh,
also get up to 3 souvenir packages. So if you upgrade the coin 3 times, you get 3 souvenir packages, and you're no longer able to get the souvenir package through watching. So there's no more viewer bots. There's no more. You'll get some more real viewership numbers of that too. I don't know if previous viewer numbers have accounted for the bots, but I imagine it would definitely make that number easier to
Oh, dude, like
decipher.
I so agree on like the Katowice coin viewership pass. This is so gonna help people. It's gonna make people want to watch, the major. So a lot of times, you know, people like that are trying to get into the game. They don't know a lot of teams, but let's say you have, let's say Ents. Ents is playing Team Spirit. Two teams are really pretty new to the scene. You don't really know, but let's say you have Ents beating, Team Spirit. You're gonna watch the whole game because you want to know what's gonna happen, right? Even if you don't know the teams, right? It's gonna really help people watch the game. I think it's a great thing because one of the greatest things about reason why viewership was so good in like 2015, 2016 was gambling websites. And this is kind of like, it's not gambling, but it's just you're making a prediction and wanting to see who's going to win. And I think it's just a great thing for someone, let's get right getting straight into the game to kind of watch the pro scene. So I think it's just something great. I think it's a great idea in my opinion.
Yeah, it gives people more of a connection to the
To
like
the
who's winning, who's
Yeah,
losing.
who's losing?
There's
Yeah.
something at stake now. It's like I gotta
Yeah.
be right. I gotta root for my team.
Yeah, and when
It's
there's nothing at stake, that's the
Got to
thing. It's
represent.
not as fun. Yeah, you already know. So let's start off, guys. So I don't know if any of the viewers seen, how the viewer pass works, like your predictions, right? So you pick one team that's gonna win, who's gonna be 3-0, one team who's gonna be 0-3, and then the rest who's gonna make it through. So that's how it goes. So let's start off with who is going to be 3-0. So I don't know if you guys have the teams on your
I
screen.
got the list.
Yeah, you have the list, Rigert.
yeah. I have
All right.
everything in front of
So
me.
yeah, I mean, so let me just hear you guys first, cause I'm gonna be, um, I just want to hear what you guys think. So Rigert, let's start off with you, man. What do you think? 3-0.
So, all right, just by looking at like just going by the first group stage, right? Fnatic is versing Vici and Cloud9 is versing Greyhound. So I think both of those teams are set up to get like pretty much easy entry into the next stage. So that'll set them up with 1-0. So as far as Cloud9, I don't really think they have it in them to 3-0 everybody else here.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Fnatic, you know, I think they can if they play super consistently. I think it's a possible, except especially considering they start like with that early win, and if they gain momentum off that, like even though maybe Vici isn't the best team, you can gain momentum and you can gain morale off a win. So I'm not
Oh
going to put
yeah.
it past them. Um, I know you were saying G2 is washed up when I mentioned them. They're versing Vega Squadron.
Right.
Um, I'm actually not too familiar with Vegas Squadron at the moment,
Yeah.
uh, so I'm not really sure what's doing there. In their past, they were not the best team, but a strong team at least. So I would say that goes either way. And then NIP and Furia um, are at each other's throats in the first
Right.
group stage as well. So I mean that could go either way too. I mean I would definitely put my money on NIP. So NIP would definitely be the next person I'd be saying to take the 3-0. Um, and I know a lot of people, since it's their first time in a major, want Ents to take 3-0. That would be really cool. That'd be really hype, but I'm not sure that it would happen just based on skill alone.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I really believe the 3-0 is definitely gonna be Fnatic. There's a ton of teams that definitely could. That's the thing, cause a lot of these teams have so many variables, and it's so hard when you don't know the schedule, right? Because how the major works, right? It's a Swiss system, so each round, each day, when all the first round's over, right? They pick them out of a hat who's gonna play who. It depends on
Yeah,
who's 1-0, who's 0-1. It's not all random,
yeah,
but that's the thing. So it's nothing's all set in stone, and since it's best of one, right? So each game is best of one.
50-50.
It's 50-50, and it's on a map usually when people it's on a map where either team's not the greatest on. They always ban whatever they like, whoever they dislike. It's always something they're on equal ground on. So there's always upsets, and it's really tough to
That's why it was so
understand.
weird for the last major
Oh yeah.
because Complexity went 3-0.
Yeah, they went
They
three
only
and one.
played
They went
they
three and one.
played
They
Inferno.
dominated Fnatic in the first round. That was like no, it was like 16-4 on Mirage. It was like crazy. No, it was on Inferno.
No, they played Inferno
Yeah, Inferno,
all three.
Inferno, right. And that was like,
So, like,
what? Well, I was like, what? Like, how
yeah,
does that work? So
doesn't
it's
make any sense.
yeah. So it. I was watching a bunch of podcasts before this, and everybody's like, I don't even want to make predictions because they're gonna be wrong.
It's
But
so hard to make
yeah, it's so
predictions.
hard. But I told Regert pretty much hit it right on the hit his this pretty much killed the predictions there. Fnatic is probably gonna be a 3-0. Like Cloud9 may or may not. It's so hard to guess. I personally think
Cloud9's iffy.
it's earthy because of
Zelsis
Zelsis,
is new.
yeah, and they're just a new team in general.
The
Yeah,
language barrier too with
right.
Keo and Flusha.
Yeah, that is true, but I actually believe Keo and Flusher are pretty good with English.
They're pretty good with
Maybe.
English.
But they
Also,
just had never
automatic
played.
hopping.
Oh yeah,
That's
Auto-
also another
that
thing.
that's a big thing. People always are saying, oh like uh Automac's like not the greatest opera, but I've seen him. He's decent. He's not
I,
terrible, but he's
yeah,
no
but
Skadoodle, that's for sure.
he's no
Yeah,
Skadoodle.
Skadoodle. You know, everybody saw that Boston Major. He was the guy that big dick just pulled through it like every game. They're not gonna have that this major, so it's really tough to decipher. But we're good. If you had to say a 3-0, who would you say? Like right now,
Right
3-0.
now, I'm probably gonna put my money on Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Um,
All right.
yeah, I'm with them. The roster's pretty solid.
Oh
They've been
yeah.
together for a while.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's all national, same team, same country.
Oh yeah. They're all Swedish. Right.
Yeah, so I think in terms of if you're going consistency wise, and if it's the one Met game, I think Fnatic probably takes
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um, it could get rough. They could go up against. I mean, there's tough. Like, I mean, even NRG, I wouldn't take out of the running here, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think my money's going on
All right.
Fnatic.
What do you think, Mr. Magnavox?
I would probably go with Astralis. They're just fundamentally better than all these teams,
Oh,
basically.
well, we're talking about the challenger stage.
The challenger
Yeah.
stage.
Mm.
So who do we have? So I see. I don't have like the actual list of like who's
Yeah,
going into. I
I'm
just
gonna
have the
link you.
list of the teams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna link
So
it to you right
yeah.
now.
So
All right,
yeah.
go
So
for it.
yeah. So the challenger stage, the teams are mainly could make it in. It could be like it's either Fnatic, NRG, got NIP, NIP Cloud9 are like yeah, and then like Ints is like some people are calling it out. I don't think they're definitely not making 3-0.
Oh,
Calling.
I
I
linked
would
you the
have to
whole
say.
schedule, like the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I just have the scoreboard.
Liquipedia. I'm watching Liquipedia right now. Liquipedia has a good
I'm
listing.
looking at the scoreboard just
Uh,
from these teams. I'm really liking Vitality. Vitality's a really good team, like up
Oh
and
man.
coming team.
Versus 4.
Okay.
Zaiwu
Zywoo,
versus 5.
Zywoo versus Five, basically. I don't know.
Man.
He's like the new Simple.
Okay. You're
I'm
triggering me.
liking
You're
Vitality.
triggering me. Because I love Simple. I don't think he's okay. He's good. He's no way he can be a new Simple
He
though.
can rifle, he can off, he can do it all.
I know, man, but
That's basically Simple.
Simple is just so good, man. Like he's gotta be like the best player. That's the thing. But I gotta say he's very good though. I cannot deny. But you
Out
think,
of from this, yeah, I would have to say either I don't know, I'd probably have to say Vitality
yeah,
or maybe NIP because of the experience. Or
NIP
Fnatic
does have a
too.
lot of experience.
NIP has so much experience
Yeah.
over like the majority of these
Mhm.
teams that I'm looking at.
And from listening from seeing them, like how they were playing, they've been playing really well NIP.
Yeah,
And
they've got
like
a pretty solid roster now.
yeah, yeah, like I'm really liking Rez. How good he's been playing. He's a young guy, coming straight from the farming system of Sweden, and he's absolutely one of the best aimers in Sweden, in my opinion. So yeah, I think he's one of the players to look forward to IP. But you know, Vitality 3-0, man. That's a pretty ballsy move. I don't know, but for me,
I'm gonna go for that.
it's I would say I'd have my pick on Fnatic, but it's either Fnatic or NRG, in my opinion. They're top tier teams. Fnatic, one thing I could screw them up is all the the morale, all the players just don't hit their shots. But any team, that's for any team. But see,
Well,
a lot of
yeah,
times, like I'll see like that there's a guy named Twist on that team, and he sometimes will just not hit anything with the up. and it's just really screws up the whole system of how they play. Because he's supposed to be a solid second op. And but what you were gonna say, Regurt?
No, no, no. What I was gonna say is, I think because they're going up against Vici in the first round, um, and hopefully they set up a couple of easier, situations for them being a Chinese team and all, and they could pick up that confidence. Because I mean, I'm an opera myself in CS:GO, and when I have the confidence
Confidence.
behind it, if I'm having a bad game, I have to really
Oh yeah.
like kind of work to move myself back into it. And I like the shots I can hit when I'm on, man. It's crazy.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's if and definitely winning a couple would put me there. So
Oh
if
yeah.
if they can springboard off this first win,
Oh
um,
yeah. They're
definitely I
definitely.
think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's always about confidence. It's a mental thing. That's why a lot of people, you know, won a lot of money when Gambit won the major. Like 2 years. Was it 2 years ago or a year ago? It was 2017. 2 years ago.
Yep.
Because they bought the fact that they were on a hot streak, and in their brains they were like, "Holy shit, we're killing everyone. We're amazing." That's kind of the reason why they won was because everyone was doing so good on that team that they just were able to beat every team that they faced. So I that's such a good method that people don't really think about though. Like people don't think if someone's 2-0 and they're facing you know maybe even Astralis, the fact that you're 2-0 it could help you out. Even though let's say you're not one of the top tier teams, it's all mental.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely. I think CS:GO is a momentum-based game. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of people here that could surprise you. So you know what? I think 2019 is going to be a real good year altogether for CS:GO. I think maybe people might get exhausted because there's like a lot of different tournaments.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
really big thing on how like there's so many
Many.
tournaments. Yeah, like Ronnie, you want to touch up on that? Like
It's
we
like
saw like 4 tournaments already. It's like it's only a month in the year so far right now.
every other week I turn on Twitch and there's a new tournament. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, let's just watch it. Let's
yeah,
go. And
but
they're all different teams. They have like the
yeah,
Brazilian scene.
yeah,
They have all these random teams I've never seen from Brazil. They also got the French scene now, all the up and coming like Vitality,
right,
a whole bunch of
yeah.
other people
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
like.
It's a little
growing.
bit too much in my opinion, But like, for me, I like watching it, but some people might get too tired of it. A lot of people don't like seeing too much, and especially the hype factor will come into play sometimes. Because if there's 3 big tournaments in a year, people are gonna, be excited for it. But if there's a tournament every week, it's like, oh, I can miss one or two, or here and there.
Yeah, well,
People,
the viewers, they'll get exhausted. It's not something that you can
yeah,
keep.
you don't want your viewers getting tired of watching the game. That's a
Most
good
people
point.
also they also just like to watch the major because they know it's the biggest tournament of the year
Oh
or
yeah,
one of the biggest tournaments of the year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's two. There's multiple majors in a year, right? There's two at
There's
least.
two, right? There's two in a year, but
Yeah.
but there's so much money in the scene. There's a lot of just tournaments that people throw in for a lot of cash money, and it's just
Well, yeah, you had that I upset at iBuy Power
oh yeah,
where Liquid took it home.
yeah, oh yeah. Liquid beat the
They
Stralis. That
actually
was
beat
crazy.
Strauss.
That was nuts,
Yeah.
man. And yeah, I that was insane. And
I thought it was over after that first game. They lost like 16-3.
yeah, they pulled it through, man.
Yeah.
That was nuts. That was nuts. But before we get too off track, fellas, I'd just like to see if we can get the major predictions done real quick. Um,
Sure.
so we got the 3-0 predictions done. Let's see if we can get the 0-3 predictions set in stone. Um, this is actually a little tougher than you'd think, because there's a couple of teams here that don't have really big LAN experience. You got Greyhound, Vici. Windstrike was actually uh before they were Windstrike, they were
They
QBF.
were they were legends.
They were legends, and yeah, but and there's 2 players on a team that were on that they're on that legend team, but they're still one of the lower skill teams at this major, and they have Furia, and Furia is a really interesting story with them. They came straight from the low tier Brazilian scene, bunch of players that no one's ever heard of. They got bought out by Furia, the team owner, the guy that brought them to the United States, and they've been killing it, and they came straight from the qualifier looking really good, and people are really doubting them. I have some opinions about them, and And but those are really the main teams that people are really thinking about. So let me go over to Regurt here. Who do you think will be the 0-3 prediction here?
You know what? I think there's a couple of different contenders, but I think the VG with just the not being used to the Eastern play styles, I mean the Western play styles, geez, and not having experience on LAN is just going to be too much of an obstacle to overcome. Similar to the way that I predict Fnatic will stomp them and then board off of that. Um, I think I think it definitely sets you up for like a really good underdog situation, but I don't think that they're going to be able to do very much in this
Okay.
tournament.
All right. I respect that. I respect it, Regurt. I that whole team is has always been in that Eastern scene. I mean Eastern, Asian scene, I should just say. Um, because the thing about the Asian scene, right? Usually when it comes to qualifiers and stuff, there's usually only one team from each region that usually goes internationally with tournaments. You got for Australia, it's always been Renegades. They go to like every tournament because they're the best Australian team, right? For
Yeah.
Asia, it's Tyloo. Tyloo is it goes everywhere because they're the best Asian team. So Vici never really gets a chance to travel around, right? So they don't have a lot of they don't really face a lot of European, North American teams ever. So this is going to be something brand new to them. So that's definitely a good, prediction there. Mr. Magnavox, let me hear what you got to say.
I mean, I've never even heard until today. I never even heard of VG.
Oh
So
yeah.
I have. That's honestly why I'm gonna pick them as 0-3. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
I mean, I can tell you a little backstory. There was a big thing with like them and Flash Gaming and Cyberzen. They wanted to make like a super team out of like the Asian scene other than Tyloo, cut out Tyloo.
Okay.
And it completely failed. It completely flopped. They pretty much took two teams, smacked them together, and it didn't work. And then Summer and Tacker ended up going to Tyloo, their two best players. So they lost a lot of people, but they've recently got this guy named Kaze, was straight from I believe it's Malaysia. I could be wrong, but from a really small country, and he is pretty good. He's a really good opper. And they also have this guy named Freeman who's been really popping off. But other than that, their team is kind of trash. I gotta cut it out there. They're pretty freaking trash, man.
Way to put it bluntly, Ken.
I mean, I gotta say, like during the qualifier, they just weren't playing. They weren't playing. No one was playing out of their mind except for Freeman. So, but yeah, that's kind of the basis of them. But
I think it also just comes down to experience. If
yeah,
they don't have, they're the team that has the least amount of experience. They're probably
yeah,
not going to do
I
too
don't
well.
think any of them have ever really played out of the country recently at all. So,
This is going to
Well,
be
hey,
their
hey, hey,
biggest
they have
test.
one American player. Like,
Oh, they do.
Vici, no, they don't.
yeah, yeah,
Who?
they do. They have Andrew Kong.
He's American?
Well, that's what it shows on his.
Oh
Oh no
shit.
no 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 no! That's it's not an American flag. I'm sorry.
You thought it?
It's it has the 13 stripes. All right, it's just really small.
What is it? What
Probably got like
country?
green stars or
It's
something.
got like a yellow.
Manager Cox to come up to your door and be like, what's up, brother? You think
I'm gonna
disrespecting me?
let's Google it. I haven't. I just when I clicked onto it, I saw it and I was like, that's weird. Nah.
No, they're all Asian. I think one of them's from like Hong Kong. I forgot who it was, but they're pretty much. I think they're second or third best Asian team, but they don't have a lot of experience. All I know is Kaze and Freeman have been popping off on that team, and that's part
Uh,
of the reason why they did make it.
well, it's Kazi that I'm talking about.
Oh, Kaze.
Yeah.
He's from freaking what country is he from?
I've never seen that flag before, so I don't know what to tell you.
I think it's
Google
Malaysia.
play.
Yeah, Malaysia.
Yeah.
Malaysia
Oh, it is
commentary.
Malaysian.
Yeah.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
is Malaysia. Yeah, so he's from Malaysia. Um. All right. Yeah, that Kaze Malaysian guy. But
Well, I can't
all right.
even get your predictions.
All right.
So
My
three.
prediction. Okay, my prediction. I think Greyhound is gonna fall through, and the reason why is because of this. Pretty much the same reason I just pointed out to you guys. Like you said, Renegades has always been the best team in Australia, and they've always been able to go to all the tournaments, right? Greyhound has been stuck in Australia for forever, and all the players from Greyhound don't really get to experience Western you know talent like European and any talent, pretty much what I'm trying to say. And they recently went to EPL finals because of the Pro League they have in Australia. But they didn't play good. But other than that, they don't really get any experience. And I don't think anyone on that team is too spectacular. Even though I love Dick Stacy,
Everyone
he's
loves him.
pretty like, pretty subpar player. And I think um if anyone has a chance to get a win, it would have to be, Vici. They're not going to beat Fnatic for sure. They're not. They're definitely not going to beat Fnatic. But I feel like if Freeman and Kaze do pop off like they did against some of the teams in the qualifier, they can have a chance on, winning a best of one, maybe a couple of best of threes if they, play their studying right. We all know Asians are good at, studying. But yeah, that's what I think, and I think Greyhound will be the team to fall through, unfortunately. And
I can agree with that.
yeah, yeah,
I can
Uh,
see it. They
hate
don't
me
have a
or
lot of
not,
experience either.
yeah, yeah, like you gotta get your experience in, man. That's the thing. So now we got that out of the way. So let's see what teams will make it through. And I believe how many teams can make it through? I freaking forgot the number.
I think it's 7.
7.
I think it's 8 to
Or, oh
the
no, no, no,
to
yeah,
the
it's 8. It is.
weapons.
It
It's
Is
is
it?
8.
8.
It's 8. Yeah.
Okay. So out of the 8 teams, who would you say would make it? So I'm just gonna point out a couple of obvious ones. Like y'all know probably NRG, Cloud9, NIP, definitely gonna make it. Obviously solid teams with experience. Um, Ryan
Yeah.
says 3-0 Vitality. I have to argue. I don't think they're gonna make it with 3 wins.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. They may, but
Not a dark horse here, man.
all
Maybe
right.
flex.
Okay, well, who do you think? Is any right? Regard? Do you have your predictions like down
I
already, or
just one comment about Vitality.
okay?
So when I was watching them in the qualifiers, it seemed like at their best as a whole team, not just Zaiwu, they played spectacularly, like really well. But especially in that game against, was it them against Mount Sports? I'm pretty sure. I want to just make sure I'm not mixing them up with uh what's the other one? Starts with a V. I'm pretty sure it was
The
them.
B G2, you mean?
No, not
Vitality and
G2. Um,
B.
well, all right, forget
Oh,
it.
and,
But
and the
even
qualifier, from the
yeah, in the
qualifier. Well, I
qualifiers.
mean, the 2 teams that made it through that qualifier was Ents and Team of Vitality. If those were the 2 teams you were talking about.
No, yeah, I was talking about Vitality and well, there was another one with a V that was in the
Oh,
qualifier. I can't
Valiance, you're talking
remember.
about.
Valiance, and I
Yeah,
don't remember which one of them went up against Mouse Sports. Was it
I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look back, but
one way or the other? They ended up going up against each other later on. Um, but Vitality did really well in that one group stage.
yeah,
Um,
they did pretty good, right?
so now, but their performance afterwards kind of had me concerned. I mean, they obviously got through, but they didn't perform as well as in a couple of the games. It was kind of inconsistent. So I think at their best, they definitely make it through. Whether or not they could hold for the long run is going to be a whole nother story.
Right. Because you know what it is? The reason why, Ryan. Oh, me hear your thoughts with, like, the Vitality. You saying they're going to
They
be 3
just
0.
changed their roster a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, they just added Alex. They
Alex.
took out, who did they
The
take
thing
out?
is, also with Vitality, just like looking at their roster, they have so much experience. They have Apex, MBK, RPK. Those are like really huge names in the French scene. And
Okay.
just like
Okay. In my
MBK, I
opinion,
know he's not like the biggest leader. He's not like the best
in my
IGL.
in my opinion, Apex, RBK, MBK, washed.
Washed?
Washed. I don't know. Like they don't.
I'll let you have RPK. He
Oh,
hasn't been good in a while. Apex, I think he's still got it.
he don't got
He's
it.
an entry fragger.
He
He's an
don't
entry
got it.
fragger.
Oh, he can't entry for crap, man. He cannot entry.
I don't know much about Alex.
Alex is more of like the supporter player. Out of
Yeah.
all of them, he's kind of the guy that they added in because who knew him? Fucking. I think one of the
He used
players
to
knew him.
play for LDLC, didn't
Right,
he?
he played for LDLC because he was that brick guy that played for them, and yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
solid. But I think when it comes down to it, their fragging power isn't too heavy, other than Zaiwu. I feel like Apex and RPK. RPK does pop up a couple of times out of most of the time, but I don't think they could make it through. Um, just because of the fact that when it comes down to it, them playing against some top tier talent, I think they'll just not make it. Dude, just thinking about it, it's especially best of threes where certain teams could probably outmatch them in certain things. They just haven't been looking too well. But that's my opinion. But
This is also just best of ones, right? This is
best of ones in the best of ones
the
in
challenger, so anything can happen.
yeah.
I think they easily could take out Ty Lue.
Yeah.
They could take out Ty Lue.
I think that they will take
That'll
out
be a good
Tyloo
game.
in the
It'll
beginning.
be a good game, but I think they can still win.
That will be a good game because Tyloo, I
Ty Lue's
only seen him a couple of times with Summer and Attacker. They're two new additions, but they've been pretty solid,
Ty Lue's
recently.
got some weird strats. That's what they always
Oh yeah,
catch
because
their
they're
opponent
Asian, yeah,
off guard. They
yeah,
always got those weird strats that no one really
yeah.
knows about.
And yeah, like it's just because like we were saying before, they played in Asia. They're not from. They do play a lot more internationally recently, but they don't get a lot of practice. All they really get to do is just study. But yeah, that could throw them off. But I do think Vitality will take that match. But in all, I don't think they're making it through. That's my opinion.
All
Well,
right.
the
But
other thing I want to
Regret,
mention actually,
who else would you think would make it through? Because I was asking you before. Because you
well,
would say,
I want to comment on the whole Tyloo thing.
yeah,
So I think by having the boot camp, because I think that was real recently. That's gonna make a big difference. I think Vici definitely can't take enough from a 2 week boot camp, but Tyloo has a lot of experience in um, you know tournaments, not as much as everyone else is gonna have, but in playing against people from the West.
correct.
I think with the boot camp, it definitely makes them contenders. I think that match is completely up in the air for Tyloo and Vitality. Um,
I remember them saying there. I totally forgot about that. They had a boot camp before, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
2 weeks where they played against all the European teams.
right.
So I think that's gonna help them. I think they could take a lot
That
more
will
away
help
from
them.
that.
That will
Yeah,
help them. But we're just gonna have to see because like Team Vitality is just a good team in general, and you know it depends,
yeah,
man.
no,
That's why it's so hard because it's like so many you're
It's
throwing
only
so many
best of
things
one. That's
up
why.
in the air, and it's
I
best
think
of one, right?
Greyhound did the same thing though. They had boot
but
camp.
again, I think this is 2019 Counter Strike. I think this is the excitement.
Yeah, it is, right?
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. But who would you say, your 8 teams, Chris,
My eight
to go
teams.
through? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say Fnatic. Ooh, man, out of Tyloo and Vitality, I really don't know. Uh, Cloud9, let's lock in Cloud9.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Ents it just because I want them to win. It's their first major. I
All
want
right.
them to at least get a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not that's there's no factual behind that. It's just
Okay.
I'm speaking from the heart here. Uh,
Okay.
I think NIP definitely makes it.
Okay.
NRG makes it.
Yep.
Um, I think Furious is gonna be starting from behind, because I think NAP probably takes that.
Yeah.
But one of one, I think it could go either way. But I think Furious is gonna make it. Um, let's see, that's one.
You got two more. Yeah, that was six.
Uh, oh man, Vitality or Tyloo.
And you also have to put in. There's two more teams that could put. You got G2 and Vanguard. Um,
Vega can do it too.
Vega. Yeah. You Team Spirit could. I like how we're just shitting on
I
Renegades
I
because I don't think they are gonna make it.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
they
they're
are.
gonna. I
Didn't they
feel like
just change like their whole roster?
Yeah, they just took out. They
I know
took out
Nifty's not playing for them
They
anymore.
took out Nifty and Ustillo, and they put in Grass Faction and Liliaz from the
Wow.
Australian scene. But
I haven't heard too much noise surrounding them.
yeah,
Like I feel like if someone's hot, you hear about them, and a lot of these other things I've heard about, but
yeah.
they've just been too quiet, and that makes me uneasy. Uneasy.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think this is the hardest part here, where it's because it could go a lot of different ways, man. um, I'm gonna say Vitality. I think I'm rooting for them. I like the way they play. Um, so I'm gonna root for them over Tyloo. Um, for this first match, and then probably G2. I think they're probably gonna squeeze by
All right,
those.
all right. That's solid. I think that's pretty solid. I don't think. Actually, I'll hold my. Mr.
Maybe
Magnavox. Let's see what you got to say.
probably going to be the exact same. I think Vitality's got it 3-0, like I said before.
Okay.
I got Fnatic. Fnatic's just always gonna. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Mhm.
C9, yeah. Let's see. I don't know too much about Ents. I know that Alu's in Ents, right?
Right.
Who else is on that team? I know
Um,
they're. I've heard hearing that they've been pretty good
yeah,
lately.
they've been really good, and it's pretty much like it's Alu, but it's a bunch of people from the pretty much they've always been on Ents, and a
From
bunch
the
of and this
FPL
other
scene.
team, but like they've been playing together for a while, and with Alu, dude, it's been really clinging recently. So, yeah, it's like Alexa
I've been hearing
B,
good things.
X7, Sergey, really good
Yeah,
players.
because I've been hearing good things. I'll go for Ents.
Okay.
NIP, that experience.
Yeah.
NRG is really. It's probably like, yeah, NRG is gonna make it
Yeah.
100%. So I would have 6.
Yes, that's 6.
And the last 2 is so hard.
See, I told you this is
Yeah.
where it gets hard.
Yeah.
I really want to
People,
say G2, but like they haven't been good lately, like at all. With those 2 new players.
people are really
Uh,
doubting them, even with because they've just been playing like even when they had existence in Smith, they were legit like tier 3 team. Like how bad they were playing, like how bad. But like with Next and looks, they still haven't done anything. But that was when they just added them, so people are really doubting them. They could pass through just because they've got Kenny S, Shocks, and Body,
yeah,
3 tier players. You know who they are, but
I know. Yeah, I
they
know
just
who
been
they
playing so bad, like you don't know.
are.
So yeah,
I'll say Tyloo. I think they'll make it through. They'll
yeah.
squeeze through. And I don't want to say. I've been hearing so much about Furia. I don't know really. I don't know anything about them, but I from like watching like FPL and stuff and seeing them play in
Oh
FPL
yeah, they're really
and
good.
here they always all the pro players will just talk about how good that team is.
Yeah.
So I think they'll get in.
Mhm.
It's
All
gonna be
right.
hard for them, but I think they'll
Oh
actually make
yeah.
it.
Like they're very much the dark horse in my opinion to make
Yeah.
it through. All right. Okay. That was good, guys. I really agree with everything you guys said right there. Um, almost everything you guys said. But yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't like your. We
Oh
already
Um.
know
man, you don't
you want
agree with
vitality.
everything I say.
Okay. So for me, Mr. Elkin, um, like I said, 3-0 would have to go with Fnatic. They're pretty solid. Um, I said the other teams, pretty sure NRG, Cloud9, NIP, ENTS. Bless you.
Plus,
I'm
5.
sorry, I tried to mute the mic in
So,
time, but I
so yeah.
missed it.
So Fnatic, NRG, Cloud9, Ninja, ENTS, all 5 of them are definitely making it. The 3, it's tough, seeing these teams who I think are gonna make the other 3. I think are gonna make it. I definitely think that six team that'll make it through. I would say would have to be I would say Vitality. Thinking about it, you know, I feel like they'll squeeze through. Um, the other 2 probably thinking about it. Oh yeah, take out Vitality. We got Furia as a 6th, and the reason why I'm saying that because people don't really know, like you guys don't really know about Furia. Let me do a further explanation about this team. They're pretty much like the bottom of the barrel Brazil team that never really had funding, right? And then someone bought them out, and they've been playing in NA for a little bit. They've been beasting. They did really good in the qualifiers and stuff. This team isn't even in EPL, by the way.
they're MPL, right?
They're in MDL, yeah. But they grinded from main. They went 16-0 undisputed in main, which is like insane. And to make it to MDL, um, like, and this is why I feel like with like most teams, it's like there are like so many good players out there. It's just a matter of fact that teams need funding, and that's why teams never get better because they can't play against better talent or they can't just never able to get there because just because of funding, right? But with this guy buying out this team and bringing them to North America, we're now seeing these guys are really really good and they're brand new team, and I really think they're gonna, you know, the players on the team are really good. I feel like they're gonna really push through and make it. So that's gonna be my 6th,
Six.
7th, and 8th. 7th. I'm gonna have to go with Team Spirit. People don't really know about this team. I feel like they're gonna play really well. Um, I really liked players Coldy as well as SDY. Really solid players. I saw Davkos really pulling through in a qualifier. Some really old, not old, but really like I don't know what the word, like core Russian players that people don't really see. I feel like they're gonna try to do something this major. Um, let's say with Team Spirit in my eighth team, I'd probably go with Tyloo. Um, um, just because I just feel like they're just gonna do really good, and I'm just hoping they uh just frag out. I think Summer and Attacker, those two additions, really give a lot of firepower. I think Attacker um has gotten a lot better because he was on that team before, but he got dropped. But I feel like he's gotten a lot better, and I've always liked Summer. I always liked the way he played. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna pull through at that eighth spot. I don't think any of the French teams are gonna make it. I don't think, Evan Gar. I was like thinking about it, but like it's an iffy. I decided to pick Team Spirit over them because you know what, you need to pick someone. I feel like they would be the other team that would make it through, and us, the Renegades obviously not because they suck. And
Hmm.
and Vegas Squadron could make it. I feel like they're gonna be that 2-3 team.
They got a chance.
Yeah, they have like probably like the 2-3 team, but I gotta say Team Spirit. I feel like would squeeze it through. And there was
Vega depends on what was it, Chopper? I remember he was
yes,
going off
Chopper.
that event, and
Chopper was going off.
Or JR or
Jr.
Crush.
Yeah, Chopper and Nova. They
JR
were
is the
both
offer,
going
right?
off. Yeah, yeah. JR's the
Yeah.
upper right.
If
Yeah,
they go off, they'll probably make it.
right.
But it all
Yeah,
depends on that.
because we don't know, right? It's hard because you know what? We're probably gonna know who's gonna make the playoffs of this major probably after Challenger because it's whoever's hot and whoever's just got that sort of morale. You can see their dominance in the group stages. You already know. That's kind of what happened with Gambit. It's like no one expected them to win, but how they were playing during the major, it's like holy crap. Like geez, they're gonna win this thing.
I thought that I might be wrong about this. I thought Gambit I thought they were gonna split up after that major, and that's why everyone thought that's why they won because they have nothing else to lose because they already knew they were gonna split up after
Oh
that
yeah.
anyways. I'm
Well,
not 100%
it was
certain
just
about that, but
to my knowledge, with that major, what happened was they were playing really good in general. I don't think that's what they were thinking, but the way they were playing, that team at that moment, Zeus was playing like he was he was playing like he was Nico. That's how good he was playing. He was playing
yeah,
absolutely insane. Adren was playing like he was simple, like he would legit take over maps. And Hobbit was just playing out of his mind as well. Mo was playing really solid, and Doja was even fragging. It was like crazy. Like Doja is legit like a
this is gonna
joke because like people was always the X god and he was playing out of his mind that mage, and everybody was playing good, and it was all at the right moment, and the reason why they did depart was because um, Zeus is the coach at the time uh, was gonna get kicked, and Zeus was really good friends with him, so Zeus ended up leaving, and Hobbit ended up leaving because they started to lose, right? So that's what happened pretty much in basic terms.
okay.
So, but yeah, all right. Anything else you guys want to say about the challenger stage?
Not much. I'm really excited. I think with all these kind of weird teams that are gotten in here, um, well, I don't think it's really likely. I think there is a possibility for somebody to shake up the meta a little bit, which would be really cool. Um,
I think we're
with
gonna get
the
surprised. I think someone's gonna go 3-0 that we don't expect. I think everybody's predictions are not gonna be good.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we're gonna
not
have
gonna be
I
honest.
think we're gonna have another complexity that kind of just like shocks the world and
Oh
makes.
yeah,
But
mm,
that's what I think.
could be. I mean, oh,
Well,
yeah, it's rough to say, man.
it's rough, man. But yeah, like I feel like maybe we'll be right about some things. That's everyone's prediction. Nobody's good at predictions. No one, no matter doesn't
that's
matter how
just
much you watch. It's like no one's gonna really know. But with the time, guys, I think we're gonna cut it off now. Um, so next we're gonna have another podcast, guys. Next week we're gonna discuss the Legends stage that's gonna go down, um, which is gonna be whoever we goes through the challengers and those Legends players that have made it to the playoffs in the last major. So yeah, I hope you guys like watching and take it easy.